Now, I want to take you to the heart of Amsterdam in the mid-17th century. Gently close your eyes and let yourself drift off into a journey of imagination. The year is 1642. Amsterdam is a city with its ports, trade routes, and streets where the scents of spices and coffee mingle, where the sounds of human voices, horseshoes, and ship bells mingle. During this period, art was a part of life. Every home was a painting, and on every corner was the trace of a painter. And among these painters, he wielded light and shadow in such a way that he could convey the depths of people's faces, their moods, and their long tales on canvas. This painter's name was Rembrandt van Rijn. Rembrandt was born in 1606 and grew up in the heart of the Dutch Golden Age. This era was not only marked by trade and discovery, but also the rise of science, philosophy, and art. The streets of Amsterdam appeared simultaneously busy and peaceful. People bustled about, but a quiet serenity reigned within the houses. Rembrandt was a master who could transform this stillness and chaos into a balance through light and shadow. With his brush, he wasn't just painting a portrait, he was telling a story. At the time, the city's merchants and guilds commissioned portraits to demonstrate their power and prestige. But Rembrandt wasn't just any portrait. He depicted people not static, but rather captured a moment in life, as if a film frame had been projected onto the canvas. In 1642, a rifle unit in Amsterdam commissioned a group portrait from Rembrandt. The expectation was for a typical group portrait, soldiers lined up side by side, everyone equal and static. But Rembrandt brought them onto the stage, creating a scene alive with movement, a scene that would almost come to life again in a split second. The unit that issued the order was led by Captain Frans Banning-Kock. The members of this unit ensured the city's security and maintained order in the streets. The painting was designed on a massive scale, approximately 3.5 meters by 4.5 meters. So large that when he stood before it, the figures were almost life-size. Rembrandt worked for months, making sketches, calculating light and shadow, and placing the figures not in a regular position, but in motion. Some were loading their rifles, some were following their commander, and some looked as if lost in the crowd. And the lighting was used like a theater spotlight. The bright faces and clothes suddenly appearing from the dark background brought the painting to life. Now let's take a closer look at the painting. Imagine a dark space with indistinct figures in the background. In the foreground are two men, a captain and his lieutenant. Captain Frans Banning-Kock stands erect in his black uniform, his right hand outstretched, as if giving his soldiers a command. Next to him is a young lieutenant in white, Willem van Ruitenburg. His golden robe gleams in the light, like a lantern in the center of the painting. These two figures give the painting its focal point. But what truly captures the eye is a little girl, dressed in golden clothing, her face illuminated, a chicken hanging from her waist. Her identity is unknown. Some say she's a mascot, others a symbol. The chicken figure is interpreted as a symbol of the rifle regiment. The claws, feathers, and claw marks are small but meaningful details. Around them, other soldiers are also in motion. Some are readying their rifles, some are pounding their drums, and some are gazing ahead with curiosity. The figures in the shadows behind are lost in the darkness, but they add to the depth and realism of the scene. In the right corner, there's a drummer. He's like someone who makes you feel the rhythm, whose voice practically rings in your ears. This drummer is like a hidden figure, keeping the rhythm of life on stage. Let's take a closer look at each figure. Captain Frans Banning-Kock's face is solemn and resolute, his lips slightly compressed, his eyes focused forward. His arms are firm and upright, a stance symbolic of leadership and responsibility. Next to him, Lieutenant Willem van Ruitenburg is younger, his face reflecting both pride and a touch of excitement. His golden suit shimmers in the light, and he stands at the center of the painting almost like a living light source. His arms are slightly raised, as if preparing his step. The little girl is the painting's most enigmatic figure. Her slightly upward-looking eyes seem to gaze at the viewer, lending a sense of mystery to the scene. The chicken on her hip is not merely a symbol, but also a symbol of unity and innocence. The light hits her face, shining like a ray of hope emerging from the depths of the painting. In the background, soldiers, drummers, and riflemen, in various postures and with varying facial expressions, add rhythm to the painting. Some are checking their rifles, others appear to be speaking, and some are lost in shadow, adding to the painting's realism, as if the scene were taking on infinite depth. Now consider the painting a little more broadly. Each figure carries its own little story. The soldier in the background may have been a member of this unit for years, while the lieutenant had only joined yesterday. The drummer keeps the rhythm of the scene, timing each step and each glance. The little girl draws both the audience and the viewer in, maintaining the balance between light and shadow. The painting's process is also fascinating. Rembrandt worked for months, placing his brushstrokes in such a way that light and shadow flow in a natural rhythm before the eye. The figure's clothing, armor, and weapons, everything was carefully chosen, creating a harmonious composition. When you look at the painting, you see not only the figures, but also the harmony of light, shadow, space, and atmosphere. When the painting was completed, people were astonished. What they expected wasn't an ordinary group portrait, but a vibrant scene. Over time, the painting was moved several times, and at one point, because it couldn't fit in the new building, its edges were cut down, reducing its size. In 1975, an attacker damaged the painting, but it was patiently restored and brought back to life. Today, it is displayed in one of the largest halls in the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam, and when you look at it, you feel as if you were actually present in that giant scene. The title Night Watch is actually a misnomer. The painting depicts day, not night. The varnish darkened over time, leading people to mistake it for a night scene, and the name stuck. Rembrandt revolutionized the group portrait with this work. Instead of a typical group pose, he presented a vibrant and moving scene. There's hardly another painting that combines light, shadow, and movement so powerfully. Now imagine, you're the only one in that room. The vast painting before you, the light bursting from the darkness, the captain's voice, the drum beat, the little girl's gaze, all at once. But gradually the figures fall silent. The soldiers halt their steps. The drum beat recedes. The light dims. The shadows grow heavier. And you, in the silence of this painting, slowly, peacefully drift off to sleep.